One of the top questions in the cryptocurrency sector, especially when it comes to mining, is what is the best coin to mine? I'll tell you right now, it's Bitcoin. But this video is not over yet because I want to explain to you exactly why it's Bitcoin. And even more specifically, I'm saying this in regards to a bear market or even just kind of simply a sideways market. My name's Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I work for Tails, our CBO. She's a chief Bitcoin officer. That means obviously she knows Bitcoin. So you better put some spec on her name and you better subscribe because we're gonna break down exactly why, if you've been thinking about getting into mining or you haven't been thinking about getting into mining, why you'll probably want to buy a Bitcoin miner right now, maybe, probably, by the end of this video. You may notice this shirt, right? And it's not a Bitcoin shirt. It's actually an Ethereum shirt because month over month on average over the last year, probably even 2 years, if we pull all the metrics, Ethereum has been more profitable to mine than Bitcoin. So why wouldn't we do that? And what does that even mean? Being more profitable to mine, let's just take rough numbers. Let's say that $10 million of Bitcoin were mined last month. 11 million or $20 million of Ethereum was mined that month. So there's just literally more money in Ethereum mining. And Ethereum is now mined the same way that Bitcoin's mined, with ASIC miners. These are application-specific integrated circuit miners. They're purpose-built machines. All it does is mine SHA-256, the Bitcoin mining algorithm. Unfortunately, it's no longer one CPU, one vote, like it had in the Bitcoin white paper, where you literally just turned on your computer, you supported the network, and you received thousands of Bitcoins. Does that blow your fucking mind? Thousands of Bitcoins. Okay, one Bitcoin is worth thousands, actually tens of thousands of dollars. Why didn't you mine Bitcoin back then? I ask myself the same question. Alas, moving on. We can't dwell on what we could have done. We can only focus on what we can still do. So, we can still mine Bitcoin. Bitcoin's mineable right now. Bitcoin will always be mineable. It's proof of work. That's the blockchain consensus mechanism. That means that's how the chain moves forward. So, in my opinion also, if Bitcoin ever moves away from proof of work, if it's no longer mineable, then they've completely destroyed the chain and its integrity and just, what it was and built on and just everything. So, yeah, to, again, put it simply, it'll be worthless and no longer Bitcoin. So, with all that said, and I believe most people share my logic in that, Bitcoin will always be mineable. And that is exactly why you mine Bitcoin over Ethereum, because Ethereum is trying everything they can to no longer be mineable. They want to go green. Yeah, we can go green with mining with like solar panels. I mean, that's literally why we're building out a solar-powered Bitcoin mining farm. Bitcoin mining will constitute probably estimated about 50%, if not more, of where we're spending our electricity here on the mining farm. It's still in progress though. So stick around and watch me succeed or fail miserably. That's really a key takeaway number one though. It should always be mineable. You can't say the same about that for many other cryptocurrencies. I also brought up ASIC miners. That's pretty much point number two. These only mine Bitcoin. That's billions of dollars spent just in Bitcoin mining infrastructure, from buildings, locations, electricity, right? Transformers, labor, which don't think labor is cheap because it's not. Labor is hitting all-time highs. I don't know how we do it. We got to invest in labor over Bitcoin. We need to have one of those temp labor companies or something. As well as the actual Bitcoin miners. Okay, so nobody wants Bitcoin mining going away. They've been mining it, and that's so much money tied up in the ecosystem, which inherently adds a lot of value, because when you spin up a coin on proof of stake, and you have these little nodes, and there's just a couple of them, and they run the transactions. There's no decentralization, there's no value, and stuff like that is exactly why Axie Infinity and the Rodin sidechain was hacked for over $500 million. And that was done by basically taking over 5 of their nodes. Good luck taking over half of the Bitcoin network, specifically 51%, if you're familiar with the 51% attack concept, right? It's never been successfully completed on Bitcoin, and it never will. So you couldn't even 51% attack Bitcoin if you took over a whole country, okay? And let me tell you, I guarantee it, that if you try to take over a country anywhere in the world, the United States will send everything they can. They will give you millions and millions of dollars, and it's not going to happen. And I'm not even supporting that behavior. I can just tell you that the last thing I want to invest in is the United States government. Sorry, USD, but you guys just really love turning and burning that dirty dollar. But to fully elaborate and close out my point number 2 with these ASIC miners is the fact that this is an industrialized arm race. These are highly specialized devices, and they've been refining that design for years and years and years, and they will continue to refine it on the best chips they can possibly get and squeeze out any kind of efficiency and development gains they can, because the demand is there for Bitcoin miners heavily, period. That's it. And I basically already made point number 3, which is security. Security. You cannot take over half of the Bitcoin network. You can take over half of many of these other cryptocurrencies. And that is the biggest argument against GPU mining. And don't get me wrong, I love GPU mining. I think it's really cool as a concept that has just really deteriorated year over year over year. But let me put it simply, okay? If you have a massive graphics card mining farm, probably built out for Ethereum, and you launch a new coin that is GPU mineable, they could just one massive farm could just take 25% of their farm probably and take over your chain and have the dominant hash rate and potentially 51% attack you, which leads to potentially double spends, which completely ruins your chain. It's one of the issues that happened with Zentrash, and that was one of the many reasons why Zentrash is trash. But that's not really the point or topic of today's video. The point here is simply that it's ASIC mineable, it's been ASIC mined, and the distribution and the competition of Bitcoin mining is incredibly widespread. However, with the industrialization of it and these major publicly traded Bitcoin mining farms, right, they do damage that. They do take away from that case. Definitely to a degree they could, which is one of the reasons why I'm building on my own Bitcoin mining farm, basically as big as I can make it, to just contribute my little piece to the pie and try to, just be an honest, good actor and get rewarded in Bitcoins for that. And number 4, that is going to be the simple fact that Bitcoin's not going away. You can FUD a lot of cryptocurrencies. You can even try to FUD Bitcoin. Fear, uncertainty. No, my friend. If Bitcoin fails, all the cryptos do. So if you think that you got a use case and pitch for this one, but Bitcoin's blowing up, well, I hope you sold then, because it's going down. It's going down for real. And it's really just kind of that, is that Bitcoin is what every cryptocurrency hinges itself on, even stable coins. Obviously, there's a use case beyond Bitcoin and blockchain, and like we could talk for days about that. That's not the point. The fact is, if Bitcoin blows up, the entire ecosystem will take years to recover. Absolutely years, which kind of speaks to it being anti-fragile. And I guess more or less my point is that these other coins are not as tough, they're not as secure, and they're not as pivotal. That means that if crypto hits another stride and it's getting crazy bullish, then Bitcoin's going to be going up. Worst case, it goes sideways. When things are bearish in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin goes down or sideways. But you can't say the same's true for all the other cryptocurrencies. Many cryptocurrencies in the 2017 crypto bull run skyrocketed. Many of those same cryptocurrencies did not skyrocket in the 2021 crypto bull run. But of course, Bitcoin did, because the crypto ecosystem hinges on that coin. I don't really know what to call that. Maybe we'll be fancy and call it anti-fragility or something, but it kind of is in line with the security point, but we're making it number 4. And finally, the 5th and last point, which, to be honest, you may be thinking, did he save the best point for last? No, I didn't. I did. I'll be honest. I already gave you the best points. This isn't the worst point, though. This point is how easy it is to trade Bitcoin, how easy it is to store Bitcoin. There's cold storage support, easy, off the shelf. Freaking 50 wallets do it these days, right? You can buy Bitcoin anywhere. You can mine into cryptocurrency exchanges and easily trade out and turn your Bitcoin into dirty dollars or other fiat, right? There's all those possibilities. When you mine an altcoin, or as BTC Maxis call them, coins, then you may not have that support. You probably don't have cold storage support. You may not even have good exchange support. That kind of leads into that speculation. When that cryptocurrency gets onto a major exchange and it is able to get some good liquidity and some good adoption, it could boom, right? And you could get in early through mining. It can really decrease your cost of acquisition. But it's more or less just basically that is, I don't know, we'll call it like accessibility, right? The accessibility of this coin is easy to store. It's easy to trade. It's easy to deal with. You can do it anywhere. If you're feeling crazy, you can earn some yield on it. You can lend it out, earn interest. It's traded on multiple blockchains, which is crazy, right? Obviously, you have things like, Lightning and these other layer 2 solutions for Bitcoin, but you also have wrapped Bitcoin. You have Bitcoin trade on top of the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token, among other blockchains as well. And I think a lot of people overlook how just incredibly awesome that is, especially when you start to deal with the trials and tribulations of getting into this speculative mining of these smaller, much less adopted cryptocurrencies. Answer number 6, or really my bonus point here, and that is the simple fact that this is more of a pitch for mining as opposed to just exactly Bitcoin mining. But if you look, consult a professional, this is not financial advice, but if you operate as a business, right, you can expense your miners, their assets, expense your electricity, expense your infrastructure. You are a full-fledged business. You have this income. You mine Bitcoin 24/7, 365. You can go out there and buy Bitcoin, let's say for 20 grand, right? You can go out there, depending on your setup, depending on your electricity costs, you could go out there and still mine a Bitcoin for 10 grand. So you have all these business advantages, and you can basically buy Bitcoin for half off through mining. Personally, I would absolutely say that Bitcoin mining is easy. It is simple, but it does take a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, a little bit of labor. And you definitely get just economies of scales here. The more you do, the bigger you build, the more beneficial it is, right? You could spend a weekend outfitting a shed to be a mining farm. In that shed, you could put one miner, or you could put 10. You 10x your mining power with probably the same setup. But no matter what, any way you look at it, Bitcoin is absolutely the best coin to mine overall, long-term, year over year, that you can count on and depend. I wanted to give the crown to Ethereum, but they spit on miners, they shit on miners, they despise miners. They're weaponized against their own mining community. It's a very toxic environment. And that's why all the Ethereum I mine, I dump it. At least when I think the price is right. Bitcoin, I can't say the same about that. So that's my 5.5 points. I hope you slap the subscribe button, stick around, follow me on my crazy crypto journey. And I'd love to hear about yours. Jump in the VoskCoin Discord server, or come hang out with me on VoskCoin Talk, our forum. They're all free to use, of course. And yeah, have a good one.